Hi everyone, Jason here at the Whittier Public Library Children's Department with another STEAM-powered science take-home science kit. November is National Veterans and Military Families Month, so in honor of that month, today we are going to be making a periscope, which is a type of device that soldiers and sailors use on the battlefield to keep an eye on their enemy while staying safe themselves. So we're going to learn a little bit about periscopes, and we're also going to learn a little bit about light reflection. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's assemble our periscope. We're going to start with the cardboard box, and I will speed up the video a couple times during the video, just to keep it a little shorter. So just go ahead and follow along. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our box, we're going to fold it up square like that, and we're going to fold this flap down like this. Now we're going to need to tape this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our tape, going to peel it off. Be a little tough to get started, but peel off a piece of tape. We're going to cut that piece of tape. It's a little tough to cut. You need good scissors for this, but we'll go ahead and cut that. Fold this back up, and we're going to tape this side here. I'll put the tape on there. Fold it down like that. Now we're going to do the same thing on this other side, and we're going to trim it. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side of the box. Okay, now we have the edges of the box taped. As you can see, that was a little bit of a messy process, but it worked. Next, we're going to make our mirrors. So we're going to take our two cardboard squares, and we're going to take our sticky mirrored paper here, and we're going to cut two squares of that, just the right size. It doesn't matter if they're exact, just try and get them close. Cut that, you can use the cardboard to measure it. And then we're going to cut another one for our other piece of cardboard. Okay, next is the hard part. I'm going to speed up the video to show you this. So first of all, what you're going to do is you're going to have to peel off the backing of this. It's a little bit hard to do. You'll have to roll it and pick at it a little bit to get it going. And then, just as important, there is a thin plastic film covering this that protects it. You're going to have to peel that off, and that's hard to do also. You're going to have to pick at a corner in the front, pick at it. You'll be able to get it loose eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, I got one of them off so you can see. You see how much shinier this is now. One other thing you're probably going to want to do, I'll let you just peel the other one off yourself. It's hard to do. You're going to want to cut these so that there's no overlap of mirror beyond the edge of the cardboard. If the mirror is a little bit smaller than the cardboard, that's great. If it's bigger, it might not work as well. So now you have your two mirrors ready. We'll just pretend the other one's ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in here. Well, let me trim this one a little bit. I'm going to put it in here at a 45-degree angle. And that means it's going to be halfway between flat on the back and flat on the bottom. Exactly halfway between. Now, you may need to use a little tape, but you may be able to just use the pressure of the mirror against the side of the box to hold it in place. And it doesn't have to be exact, but you want to get it pretty close. So now we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We want it, and you want to make sure you're placing it so you can see the mirror. So you can see the mirror when you look in, right? Okay. So now I have this one placed at about a 45-degree angle. I have this one placed at about a 45-degree angle. And now my periscope is assembled and ready to go. So let's try it out. Okay, so hopefully you have your periscope fully assembled. Here's mine. You can see the mirrors are in at an angle, and the box top and bottom are taped shut. Now I'm going to go ahead and try it out. So I'm going to get behind cover, and I'm going to try and see if I can see over the table while hiding underneath it. Here I go. Okay, I'm hidden behind the table, and yet I can still see the red video camera watching me. Looks like my periscope works. So what are periscopes used for? Well, they're mostly used by soldiers and sailors to stay hidden or undercover while keeping an eye on their enemies. So for example, in the example I just showed you, I was able to hide under a table, and I was able to look up above the table. So if an enemy soldier had been sneaking up on me, I would have been able to see him coming. You can do that around rocks or walls or anything else you might hide behind. Now, another way they're used often is in the Navy. They're used especially by submarines. Submarines can stay underwater where they can't be seen and they're safer, and yet they can put their periscope up, look above the water, and see what enemy ships are in the area. Okay, now let's talk about how a periscope works. As you can see, it has two mirrors in it, and it works using the principle of light reflection. Now, a mirror is a surface that reflects or bounces off almost all the light that hits it. That's why you can see an image of something in a mirror. Now, with a mirror, normally, the light will bounce off in the direction it came from. So if it comes in straight at the mirror, it will bounce straight back. But what we did instead is we put those mirrors at an angle. So when the light comes straight in and hits the mirror, it will bounce off at an angle and bounce straight down. Now it comes to the other mirror, which is at an angle, hits at an angle, bounces straight out right into your eye. To give you an example of how that works, I'm going to show you the way light bounces is not that different from the way a bouncy ball would bounce. So for example, if I take this bouncy ball and I bounce it straight up and down, if I drop it straight down, it comes straight back up. But if I drop it on something at an angle, like the mirror we used, watch what happens. It bounces off at an angle, you see? That's the same way light bounces when it reflects off a mirror. And that's how the periscope works. So when you test out your periscope, you're probably going to find that your image is fairly blurry and wavy. And that's because the mirrors we made are fairly flat, but they're not completely flat. For a mirror to really, really work well, it needs to be very, very flat and even. And ours are not perfect. So you'll be able to see shapes and colors, but you're not going to be able to see exactly perfect images of things. Now, if you wanted to improve your periscope quite a bit, I would recommend going to a dollar store or something like that and buying some very inexpensive mirrors. You can replace the mirrors in here with real mirrors, and you'll find that the quality of your image, the quality of your picture will get much better. That's about it for our experiment today. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about any of the topics we talked about today, please stop by the Whittier Public Library and check out some books. Our librarians will be happy to find you books on any of these subjects. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.